Assalamu alaikum, welcome to a new video in the Farsi script. In today's lesson we're going to talk about the letter Meem. We need to focus on this letter for a bit because it has several cases depending on where it's located. Now we will start with the Meem by itself. For the Meem by itself we have a dimension, 3 moves basically. The first one would be like a dot going to the right, just like this. The second move would be a curve with the height of 1 dot, just like this. Now the length of this curve would be governed by the third move, which is basically an alif letter, but with 5 points of height. And here we have to be careful that it is thinner than a normal alif, just like this. Now when we combine these 3 moves we will get the following: 1, then comes 2, and here's the point with 2, so you extrude it with 1.5 points from this side. This way you will get this shape. This is where it ends. Now the third move, which is the alif move, for that one, as we said, is 5 points high, and the pen has to be a bit vertical so that it will give us a sharp and narrow thin line. And this is how the Meem is written by itself. Now we will start with the beginning Meem, and for that one we have 4 cases. The first one would be when it comes with alif, ba, ta, tha, with alif, kaf, lam, dal. For that one, since those letters are an upward move letter, we have 2 moves for it. The first one would be a very sharp edge like this. The second one would be the going up to the letter. When we combine those 2, we will get this move. We will get 1, then 2, making it a bit curvier. 1 and 2. And this is how we write a Meem that is connected to an alif, dal, a kaf, basically a letter that goes up. Now if this was a dal, for example, we could go down and write the dal down here with the same sort of drop as the Meem, and we could write the word midad. لو كان البحر مدادا لكلمات ربي لنفد البحر قبل أن تنفد كلمات ربي. Now midad means ink basically. The same thing goes, for example, if we had mulk. وَلِلَّهِ مُلْكُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ. We go down, rotate, go up for a lam. Now here we were going to use this case of the kaf because it's lower than the Meem, as we can see here. And we add the hat for the kaf. So as we can see, this is the Meem with any letter that goes up: alif, kaf, lam, dal. The second case would be with the letters ha, Meem, ha, ya, and the sword ya. Now for this one, we are going to use the same move as the first one, which is the 1 dot here. Then we are going to add to it a half thickness, like a quarter of a thickness curve like this one. So we do the Meem, then from here we are going to drag this down like this. So for example, mimma would look like this. Muhannad or mah. For example, this is Muhammad. So we basically just add a dot, then go down with half the thickness with a curve, as we can see here. The third case would be a special case for the ra, and for that one we go down with the dot, then we go back just like this. So this is mur. The drop here would be 2 points, so we go down, then we have 2 points below this line, then we go back with this move. Now this move would be sort of not curvy, but more of a straight going down like this one. And this is how we write the Meem with a ra, which is a special case. Finally, we've got the last one for the beginning of a word. For this one, we have a 3-move Meem. The first move would be a sharp shape like a dal. Then we are going to add a half shape like this one. After that, we are going to fill in the inside of it. So here we have 1, 2, and 3. The way this works is by looking at the shape when it's fully made. So this is 1, 2, and 3, as we can see here. Now this comes with the majority of letters. For example, if we were to write Muslim, 1, 2, 3, closes this gap and goes down for the scene. Here we have an alif. Finally, we are going to connect it with a Meem. أو مصحح. The same thing, going down, curving up, then bringing this back. There's a side here, so we use this shape, followed by a hat, followed by another hat. Now we have to be careful about the scaling of the hat here. So this is the Meem in general, with whatever letter comes after it. Next we are going to talk about the Meem in the middle. Now for that one, we have also 3 cases. The first case would be coming from a letter before it, where it has 2 shapes. For example, it has 2 moves. This is the first move, and the second move, 3 moves, and the third move. So it's similar to the last one we talked about. So we have 3 moves for it. So bima, a word bima, so we have a ba and a Meem. This is the first, this is the ba, and this is the first move of the Meem. Then we are going to do the second move, which is going back. And the third move is to reduce the amount of sharpness here. And then we connect it with an alif. Now if we had a ra, we only do 1 and 2. For example, humur, ha, Meem, and the ra. So we don't do the third move here to fill in the gap. There's a difference between this one and this one. And this comes with the majority of the letters. Now what if we had a middle Meem that is connected to an alif, kaf, lam, or dal? For that one, we are going to use this move with a slight curve up, then going back with the letter itself upward. So for example, samak, Sin, Meem, as you can see there's a slight curve here. Then we go back to write the kaf. Or if we had Muhammad, the first Meem would be the case that we talked about earlier with the full half. Then we have the ha. Then we are going to use the Meem that we just talked about, which is curving up a bit, then going back for the dal, and finally this is how we write it. So here we have two types of memes. Finally, with regards to the middle meme, we have a case with the elongation, such as the Kshida elongation. For that one, we are basically coming with a connection from this side, and finally we do this. This is the first move. The second move would be to go back on this line, and the third move would be to do like we did for the other letters, the Ra move, the Ra letter. So for example, the word Amar, if we used a Kshida elongation with the Ayn, here we've got the end of it, the second move, finally the third one with the Ra. Samar would also do the same thing, Sin, Meem, and Ra. The Ra here has to be thinner. This is the last one with regards to the middle memes. At the end, Meem is relatively easy. We have two shapes. The first shape is simply doing it by itself, as it looks like when it's by itself. So Am, uncle, would look like this. This is the first shape. The second case would be to use the elongation if we had the Kshida before it, and we would use the Kshida move with that one too. So Bism, Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, we have a Ba, then a Sin. Finally we do the move that we just talked about. With regards to this one, we drop 5.5 points. The same thing goes for this one. So they are going to be really long at the ends. Now, to memorize this, you could imagine a back of a horse if you had a problem making it. So this is the horse back, this is its head, and for example, Ha. And here you stop, and you're going to draw the tail of the horse back here. So this is the back of it, right here, legs, and this is the tail for the horse. And this is a way to remember it. This is for today's lesson. We talked about the letter Meem. We saw it by itself and how to write it. Then we started with the beginning, and with regards to the cases, you have to memorize the case, how it looks like with what's after it and how it looks like with what's before it, because that's how you write any word with Meem. You look at the letter before the Meem and the letter after the Meem. If the letter after the Meem was an Alif or a Kaf or a Lam or a Dal, you have to use this one. If it was a Ha, Meem, Ha, Ya, you use this one, and you have lots of words to practice. If it was a Ra, you have to use this one. But if it was anything else, you are going to use this one. So you have to analyze. If you were new to Arabic language, you have to analyze the letters before and after in order to write the perfect combination of letters so that they look nice. As we can see here, for example, we have a Sin before it, then an Alif. Meanwhile, with the Ha, we use this one. For the Lam, for example, we use this one too. So we're going down a Lam, close this, go back, and then come back with, for example, Lamma or Kullama. If it was Kullama, you are going to use the Kaf here that goes with a Lam, as we can see. So you see how the Kaf had to use this shape because it's connected to a Lam. And Afakullama, you are going to use this combination, for example. The Kaf would change because you have a Fa and you have the option of using this Kaf. أفكلما عاهدوا عهدا نقضه فريق منهم. So it's about the letters that come before and after each single letter of them. We talked about also about the one that comes with upward moves, this one. Now this one has a slight curve like this, so make sure to include that in your writing. Finally, we talked about if there was a Kashida connection. So whenever you're using Kashida, use this Meem, the one that we talked about here. Finally, we talked about how it looks like at the end of the word, whether it was a normal one or a Kashida one. You should write notes about these letters and memorize them as they are. Don't try and switch one in the place of the other, because it will not look nice at all. This has been Ammar Awadi. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you in the next one. Have a nice day. Goodbye.